So while you're choosing, I have a question for Andy, because so that wasn't a CDC website and that wasn't a CDC graphic. Did you ever figure out where it came from?
It showed CDC on there, and then when I switched, it was some kind of like big long acronym.
Interesting. Yeah, so I mean, and that's difficult. So we put stuff on the internet, and it uses CDC, and I know that wasn't because we would have our logo on it.
The first three that popped up were CDC, and that was the first one. And then when you clicked on it,
not even, yeah.
NRIC or some.
Yeah, so difficult to wade through and link back in to figure out where information's coming from. So I think if you go to CDC, you have to go to www.cdc.gov, because that's the only place that we can really own the data that's ours. Okay, Katie, anybody?
Yeah, I had a question on the One Health market claim. So I was curious, you showed data on a consumer survey. I would be curious if you've looked or had any indications what the brands think of that type of labeling, where essentially puts everybody on an even par from a market claim standpoint.
So I've talked to 43 national, regional, wholesale, retail restaurant meat buyers. Sometimes it's a sustainability leader, sometimes it's a CEO, different audiences, right? And we pitched this concept. What if a group got together to develop this? Had these attributes, transparent program, transform conventional production, move the pendulum, what would you think? And so the top thing they like about it is that it's an umbrella program that crosses the meat case. Second thing they like about it is that it's balanced, sustainable practices. It's holistic, right? It's not a one-off. The third thing they liked, that it's a continuous improvement program. Okay, so it's not just going to sit there and it's going to move. But it doesn't mean they all want it, right? So now the question, now they're all coming back to me now, because this has been like pushing a rock uphill for 2 years. But we're about ready to go public, and they're saying, well, who's behind it? Who's on the board? Who's going to do it first, right? And until it's released, I can't answer those questions yet. So when it's released, then I'm going to go back on tour and say, hey, look, this program we talked about, 6 months ago, 16 months ago, here it is. Here's the details. Here's who's associated with it. Here's the plans for the future. And do you want it on your package? Or do you want to try it on your package, right? And so we have a lot of interest, but they haven't seen the final product. So I'm hopeful. I mean, I know the market's fickle. I know we're going to need some like-minded folks that align with the vision of this plan to go first, right? Everybody wants to be an arrow until you get an arrow. I mean, a pioneer until you get an arrow in the back, right? But I think we got some people that are going to jump in kind of with us on the front end, and we'll see what happens.